Good morning and welcome to today's reflection from the Selwyn Foundation Chaplains. My name is Pam Tizzard and it is my privilege to bring you some thoughts for today. Over the past few weeks that we've all been in isolated lockdown, I've spent a lot of time contemplating and reflecting on what a new way of living post-lockdown might mean. The time has been interesting to say the least, but for many, myself included, it's been a time of slowing down, looking around and appreciating the simpler things in life. On my daily walk with my dog around the local block, I've noticed people waving out to each other and many taking time to stop, acknowledging the 2-metre spacing rule, just to say hello to someone they've never met. And I call these special moments God's appointments. It's been lovely watching family groupings, spending special time together, doing simple things. One image that's very clear for me is of a little boy, probably about 3 years old, out with his little bubble group. He's happily riding his trike, waving out to everybody across the road, and then peering at people through his beautifully decorated toilet roll binoculars. And it certainly reminded me of growing up in the 50s and using whatever we could find to make things to play with. And along with the simplicity, this has also been for me, and I suspect a number of people, a time of decluttering, throwing away things in wardrobes and drawers that haven't seen the light of day for a number of years. And in my own case, getting rid of long expired medications out of the bathroom cabinet. Like many others, I've been very grateful for the mainly good weather we've had over this time. That's allowed a number of us to spend time outdoors, albeit in our own backyards. Apart from decluttering, putting a number of jigsaw puzzles together, reading and walking the dog each day, the thing I've most appreciated about these past few weeks is the time to simply be. Sitting outside, enjoying the simple gifts of God, sunshine following dewy mornings, birds singing in the trees, the wind rustling through leaves, and the occasional barking of dogs. I'm lucky enough to have a small garden with a few trees that give me pleasure. 2 of those trees, one at either end of the garden, are providing me with a great deal of joy, but also with a sense of ambiguity. At one end, there's a beautiful camellia bursting into new life and colour. At the other end, a fairy magnolia in process of dropping its leaves. As the days go by, more leaves change from green to yellow to a kind of a murky dark brown, clinging on for the last vestiges of life as though they are terrified to ever let go before finally dropping off. But if you look carefully at the tree, there are already flowers beginning to bud with the promise of new life, new hope and new beginnings. As I've continued to reflect during these moments of being still, contemplating on the things that I've done over recent weeks and enjoying my trees, I'm reminded of my own fickleness and trying to cling on to things and ideas that are well past their expiry date. And I wonder if the same might be true for you too. Have there been moments recently when you've found a deeper inner stillness, and what has it meant to you? Have you been challenged to let go of some things? Let's pause and take a moment to think about that. Just over 30 hours ago, after much anticipation and due diligence from our Prime Minister, Cabinet, Director of Health, and each and every one of us, we entered a new level of COVID-19, the mysterious virus that's rapidly bringing the world to its knees. There was much excitement from several quarters, especially from those who have been missing their daily coffee fix and takeaway meals. They can now order online, and in the new jargon of the day, click and collect. But for the rest of us, there's no real change. For those over 70 and for those with compromised immune systems, it's carry on as you have been. Stay safe and keep your bubble close. However, we can and should begin to look ahead. Life, as we've known it, is going to be different. There's no doubt about that. We are probably in for some unsettling times as we grapple with the possibility of having to let go of some things in order to embrace new concepts. There will be some, like the leaves on the fairy magnolia tree, who will want to cling on for dear life to the old ways of doing things, while others will blossom and flower like the camellia and see the potential for new life and new growth. We certainly don't live in an ideal world, and our lives are littered with situations where there's no clear or easy answers, and probably won't be for some time ahead. Each day, we are going to be faced with a myriad of challenging decisions, some small, others large. Some decisions we'll get right, others wrong, and still others we won't know whether we're right or wrong for months or even years to come. But we still need to make them. And I think I'm beginning to see in the trees in my garden Jesus' promise that in ambiguous, challenging situations, we have the promise that in the end, God will sort things out. The only certainty that we need to be reminded of then is that God loves us anyway and promises that in the end, God will hold all our choices and all of our lives together in love. So over these next few weeks, as we work through the challenges ahead, may we continue to take careful and prayerful time to listen to God and to each other, to share our fears, hopes, and dreams for the future. And as we begin to see some easing down of lockdown conditions at different levels of COVID-19, may we continue to be kind, to take time to be still, and to hold each other in God's love. And finally, some advice from a tree. Stand tall and proud. Go out on a limb. Remember your roots. Drink plenty of water. Be content with your natural beauty. Enjoy the view. And may God's blessings be with you all.